Hello, I am Caleb Westbrook, and I am teaching the English 12 summer course for 2025. I'm really looking forward to this. I have been teaching at Dwight Global for 3 years now. I teach, this past year, I've been the design teacher for English 11, English 12, and I have co taught English section of English 10. We'll see what I'll be teaching next year, though certainly probably much of the same. Uh, I am located in Kansas City, Missouri, in the United States. um, though the majority of this, or a good portion of the summer, I will actually be in El Salvador, in Central America, which is where I met my wife and actually where I first began teaching. But since my wife's family still lives there, we try to go down and visit every year. So we'll be down there actually for about 6 weeks. So there's a good chance that during this course, while you're emailing me or if we meet via Zoom, that I'll actually be there in El Salvador. And I'm looking forward to this summer also, as we have a couple of trips planned. One to Costa Rica, and another possibly to Guatemala, all there in the Central America area. So that is kind of an important part about me and sort of my household. I have two young children, a 4-year-old and 2-year-old, and we actually speak Spanish in the home. And I think just having that multicultural perspective can be really beneficial. We are Dwight Global Online, and we celebrate the perspectives that we have around the world. As far as this class specifically, we'll have 3 units during this summer course. The first one will focus on a collection of essays. They're published right around and right after the beginning of the pandemic, but I think they're still very relevant because I think when we look back on the pandemic, so much of that just impacted our lives dramatically. And it wasn't just the pandemic going on, there were a lot of other big cultural issues. And so we'll read through some of these essays, and I think it will lend itself to some good discussion about, looking back and what's happened in the last few years and how these issues continue to impact the world today. And it also introduces us to a different genre. It's not fiction, it's creative nonfiction. So it's told in more of a narrative way, but they're true stories. And so we're going to read these collection of essays during our first unit and have some writing assignments related to that. And then in our second unit, we will read the short play A Raisin in the Sun that deals with uh, issues related to racial inequality, especially in regards to housing in the mid 20th century. And the play takes place in Chicago. So I think we'll have some good discussion around that. And then in the last unit, it's actually a student choice book. So you actually get to choose what you want to read. There will be some guidelines, but it will allow you to kind of dig into something that really interests you, and then take that information and analyze it critically. You'll do some kind of mini presentations, things like that. But that's sort of where we're going, and that's kind of the main curriculum that we'll be using throughout this summer course. And last, I want to finish with the best way to succeed in this course. Two things: keep up with your work. And I know, especially in a summer course, sometimes students will try to leave everything for the very end. And even if they're able to finish everything, they're usually unable to put forth their best effort. So try to keep up with your work as best as possible. And the kind of the second piece of advice relates to the first. Make sure that you reach out for help. Advocate for yourself. If you do find yourself falling behind, make sure that you email me. We can communicate via email, but we can also set up times to meet for a Zoom meeting. In fact, I encourage that. Just be in touch, and that way you're able to accomplish what you want. I can help out however I can, and that you can really have a positive experience during this summer course. I'm really looking forward to the course.